My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
As we sit here today, pretty much mourning the death of America. Just let it sink in for a second. Donald Trump is the president of the United States. That don't even that don't even sound right, bro. Me saying though, Donald Trump is the president, but I mean, the people have spoken. There's really nothing else we can do but move forward. I know a lot of people, are angry, in disbelief, scared, even, of their future. But I mean, there's nothing else to do but move forward. So I know that's the topic of the day, this election and the events that transpired last night. But I'm so sick of hearing about this about this election. Literally every direction you turn, you're just hearing about this election. So sick of hearing about it. So sick of seeing it. I'm like, bro, bump that, bump that junk sucker. How can I get my mind off of this election? You know what? I'm gonna do what I always do: talk about games. So that's what this video is gonna be about. I'm gonna talk about games on this sucker to somehow, some way bring some positivity out in any way that I can today. Did your suckers forget the PS4 Pro drops tomorrow? I'm gonna talk about the PS4 Pro, bro. The junk comes out tomorrow. I know with all the stuff that's going on, you might have forgotten, but the PS4 Pro does release tomorrow. We all know the PS4 Pro, when they had the event for it, and they were talking about 4K gaming and HDR and how your eyes react to HDR. When they were talking about all that stuff, really the sole reason of why the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio exists is because the original PS4 and Xbox One wasn't really meeting our standards. I mean, we were not getting games that ran at 1080p, 60 FPS on a consistent basis. Like, that was a rare thing to happen, So now we have these, new, buffed up consoles that it seems like it's trying to compete with PC, which is a battle you're never going to win. But nonetheless, they exist, So the PS4 Pro, are you guys going to make the upgrade tomorrow, or are you going to make the upgrade soon, or are you completely fine with your original indie station / peasant station for, the PS4 Pro? Again, is going to be $399. So the price is really attractive, and the price alone is why I think that the PS4 Pro is going to be a success, because they literally made, the strongest console they could possibly make and still have it be at a affordable price. We all remember what Sony tried to do with the PS3 and how that junk first came out and it was $600. I don't think when it comes to consoles, when your console hits that 500 price point, people automatically have an eyebrow raised, So I think Sony was smart for keeping it at 400, because that seems like that is the sweet spot, for a console, and they didn't really want to ruin all of the momentum they have. So I think even though a lot of people might not be for the PS4 Pro, that price alone is going to make this thing a success. So the price point is good. Going to, the graphics, we all know the PS4 Pro is for 4K or upscaled 4K, whatever you want to say about it. But the point is, games are going to look better on the PS4 Pro. That is why this thing is coming out, for games to look better on it. And even though, some people act like graphics are not the end all be all for them, for some people it really is. Like, graphics do matter to some people that much. They want their games to look as real and as freaking and as visually pleasing as it possibly can. So, the PS4 Pro will be able to do 4K or upscaled 4K, you know, but I do know that some games will run native 4K on the PS4 Pro. The only games that I know of currently is Skyrim, which will be native 4K on the PS4 Pro. Skyrim and NBA 2K17, you know. So I know those two games will, you know, run at native 4K, and I think NBA 2K also will be doing 60 FPS. So it'll be 4K 60 FPS. So with all of, I don't know how many, you know, games on launch will be, you know, have that stamp, you know, because all of the games, you know, that support the Pro will have that stamp, you know, on the on the game case saying that I think it says enhance with Pro. So all of the games that do support the PS4 Pro is going to have that stamp, you know, on it. So I don't know how many games are going to, be supported by the PS4 Pro on launch. I don't know how many titles there are, but I do know NBA 2K is going to do it. I know Skyrim is going to do it. I think Infinite Warfare is going to get a patch for it, you know. So it's really all up to the devs if they even want to, you know, I guess, you know, support this thing. But, and I know for some games you'll be able to switch between modes that you want to play on. So like for Neo, for instance, I think you can choose playing that on 4K 30 FPS, or you can play it on 1080p 60 FPS. I prefer that as opposed to 4K 30 FPS, because again, for me personally, like, graphics are not the end all be all. I'm not like that ready to jump into 4K games right now at this current moment. So I prefer 1080p 60 FPS. So I know for some games, or maybe all of the games that support the PS4 Pro, you'll be able to switch between, you know, how you want to play that game, you know, as far as performance goes. But yeah, man, I mean, again, are you guys going to get the PS4 Pro on launch day? You know, are you ready to take that dive into 4K gaming and experience true next generation gaming? Or, you know, are you going to wait a while before you make the upgrade? Or are you completely fine with your original Peasant Station 4? Because, I mean, according to Shuhei Yoshida, all those games that we've seen at Sony's conference at this year's E3, you know, Horizon and God of War 4 and Days Gone, to where I could not, but I was completely like, there was no way there was no way to me that when we seen God of War 4 at this year's E3 that it was running on a normal PS4. I was already under the assumption backstage these suckers had that jump running on the PS4 Neo, but according to him, like, he said no, all of those games were being shown on an original PS4. So it's not like if you don't make the upgrade, your games are going to look terrible. That jump looked freaking amazing, you know. So for me, I do think I'm going to get the PS4 Pro, not on launch day. That would make for a good unboxing though, but it would never reach my hype in the original PS4, you know, unboxing. But I do think eventually I will make the upgrade. Who knows? It might be before this year ends, but as far as launch day, I don't need to get this thing on launch. You know, I'm completely fine with my original PS4 right now. You know, I'm just waiting for all of the games that I really want to play that come out next year, you know. So yeah, are you guys want to make the upgrade to the PS4 Pro, or are you gonna stick with your Peasant Station 4, you know, and just continue to play games at 1080p 30 FPS? You know, leave all that down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I greatly appreciate if you rate the video, my brothers and sisters. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up. It could be a thumbs down, but what I do ask every brother and every sweet, sweet sister, yes I do, every time, every single time, is to just rate the video, my brothers and sisters. I hope for, you know, 8, 5, 10 minutes that I took your mind off of this election, you know, because I know a lot of people are talking about it right now, but you know, let's I don't know, man. Let's just play games and be happy. That's all that I want.